Da da da, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is a new bird. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse from the couch tonight. What y'all think? I'm trying something new. Yes, there I am. I got the phone going. I got me going. My what do I say? My volume's down. And what do you think? I thought I'd try something different. Got to adjust this. There we go. I thought I'd do something different. We got Will Fly in the house, and we got Robert is in the house. What's going on? Paraglidingtalk.com. I'm so excited. Welcome. Come on in. Come up on the treehouse. It's going to be a party tonight because I have so much to celebrate. I'm going cray-cray tonight. I'm holy moly. I'm like all over the place, okay? I kind of like this couch thing, I think this is cool. No drama tonight. Molly, she's on her desk with the lamp on her. She's crashed out. Am I a good mama or what? I think this looks kind of cool. What do you think? Yes, I did call. I did. Oh, Robert said he was pulling weeds. Good thing. That's good exercise for you. That's great. It's like 11. You could be here shoveling snow, Robert. It's like 11 degrees. 11 degrees, yes. So I'm Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm just so glad that you're all here. I'm marking you in my magic book here so that I can look back and say, oh, Robert was in the chat last week. So cool. And Mr. Tony, Mr. Vegas is in the house. What's going on, everybody? I am so excited tonight. I am totally excited. Yeah, I thought I would change it up and do the show from my couch tonight. And hi, Scooby. I thought it would be kind of fun. What do you think? What do you think about the couch thing? This is kind of cool, right? Then they don't see all the stuff. You see my pictures behind me. My when I went flying, that picture there. Yes, that's my favorite picture when I went on my first tandem. Yes, in 2022 with Eric. God bless you, Eric. Thank you for changing my life. And till we meet again, Eric. Till we meet again. Couch. He says, I'm looking at it. Couch. Well, it's not the bus station. No. I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. I thought I would, like I said, I thought I'd try something different tonight. And Molly, she's all crashed on the desk. She's in her happy place. I didn't have any drama with her, trying to take over the whole desk. So this worked out really good. And what a great night just to be inside, right? It's like 11 degrees here. Everybody's getting slow days. What is going on? Where have you been? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Everybody in the chat, tell me where you're from and what the temperature is at your place where you're at. Put that in the chat. And then when you're done with that, after you put that in the chat, then I want you to get in your emojis and I want you to put, my favorite animal ever is penguins. It's the year of the penguin for me. Hi, Bill H. Welcome. I got you right now. I put you in my magic book. See out my magic book. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it's the year of the magic, the penguins, yes. And 168, what is it? It is like cold here. Yeah, it's like 11 degrees here in northern Michigan. Yes. It is cold. So John said it's 40 degrees where he's at in Tennessee. Thank you for all these answers, you guys. This is great. Hi, Munchkin. I love you. Gotta say hi to my girl Munchkin. I'm gonna write her down. I kind of I like this couch thing. I do. I don't know. I feel so relaxed, yet I'm very hyped up. Very hyped up. I have some exciting news. Okay. We're going to talk, well, tonight we're going to talk about transitions, transitions in life. I think it'd be appropriate for tonight. And Scuba says, Will is going to be Ice Baby. Yeah. Everybody. I love the penguins. Thank you, Bill. Yes, put the penguins in there. That's my favorite, over the snowman, because I feel like I walk like a penguin when I have all my winter stuff on and my muck boots, and I'm trying to walk through the snow. I'm like a little penguin. And Scuba says, I see what you did there. Yeah, I'm like really happy to be here, and I kind of like this. You can like see all of me, right? You know what I mean? Like here I am on my couch. And I got my fancy wancy cute little pillow here, my cowboy pillow, cowgirl pillow, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty cool. So you're probably all wondering, what is the news? We need to know the news before I get to new news to me tonight. Yes. I am super stoked. Are you guys all ready? My guys and gals? Okay. I am moving next Friday. I go get my keys. I'm getting my place. I'm so stoked. Oh my gosh. I say that word stoked. I am moving. Yes. Yeah. Yes, you are moving. Yes, I got my apartment. I did. Yes. And it's going to go really fast next weekend. So I probably won't do a show next Thursday because I have to be up super early on Friday to get over to my new place, to go to my new place and get my keys. I am just like, praise God, God is so good, because I've been praying about this. Thank you, son. Yeah, if I'm a little emotional, a little wired up, yeah, that's why. Yeah, I'm getting my new place. It's beautiful. You guys, some of you saw the video, and it's a brand new apartment, okay? Brand new. I've never had anything that nice ever. I'm so serious. And I'm so blessed. God is so good. I'm going to say that on my YouTube. I don't care. I'm telling you, you just got to keep the faith. You just got to give the glory to God. Keep the faith, and He'll turn things around. He will. You pray about it. And hi, Angela. Yes, Angela saw that. I sent Angela the video. Yeah, next week I get my keys, and we're going to start packing up, and Ryan and Leslie, and now some friends, and we're going to start getting boxes, and I'm going to start packing stuff and everything. And Will Fly said, God is good, and it's okay to say that on YouTube or anywhere else that matters. Yes. He knew, he had something. God told me a long time ago, months ago, he told me, after I got the notice that my rent was going up here and I was freaking out and everything. And he told me, it's okay. I've got this, God told me I've got this, and I have something better for you, even better. And it was more than I ever imagined. I'm trying to watch both the chats here. Let's see. No one else is doing brand new place. Yes. Oh, not very far, Angela. I'm right in town. I'm going to be right in town. All the places that I shop at, Angela, are right there. So I'm not, because Ryan and Leslie didn't want me to be too far away, So no, I'm right in the center. Where I shop. I got my Walmart. I got my Meijer. I got my Starbucks right in the parking lot, so I can walk to Starbucks if I wanted to. There's my Spectrum places there. I think there's a pizza place there too or something. But Scuba says, as far as the new apartment is away. And Will says, when one door closes, another one will open. It's the time in the hallway that's a bee catch. Yes. And and a Starbucks. Yes. Well, I like my iced coffees and stuff, but Starbucks is fun once in a while. And Scuba says I was answering Angela. So yeah, I'm not, as far as I'm like, where I'm moving, I'm like 20 minutes away from where I live now, 25 minutes. So I'm not going to announce where it is and all that stuff on YouTube because you guys get it, So yes, I am so excited. I've been praying about this, and God's always working behind the scenes. He always is, and he keeps blessing me. When I get overwhelmed, he said, it's okay. I got something better for you. And yeah, I know, right? Tony says not paying $10. Yeah, I know. Actually, I can go across the street from my apartment and walk to my grocery store, and they have a Big B's in the parking lot inside the Meijer store. So I get my coffee there. So I'm not a big Starbucks fan or whatever. Hi, Slow Days. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for coming here tonight. Did you guys all say hi to Slow Days? It's been a while. And Scuba says, dang, phone. So yeah, I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm just I'm gonna have so much fun. Angela has never been to Starbucks. Yeah, I haven't had a Starbucks in a while either. Their coffee's okay or whatever, but just the point, there is a Starbucks right there, and I just it's gonna be nice. I mean, I can walk to my grocery store if I want, and there's a Walmart there. It's pretty much all there. Even if I call the bus and they come get me and run me across the street or whatever, if the weather's crappy, it's all good. And I can still go, and walk to my my bayfront. I'll have the bus come pick me up and just drop me off at the bayfront for a couple hours and do my miles and come back. And then also they can run me to the college too. So make it a day, right? Yeah, I can walk to Walmart if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm gonna get on when the weather gets nicer. I'll get my grounds, And Robert says, "What's up?" So he said, "Sup, Slow Days." And John says, "You have to be rich to go to Starbucks." Yeah. We go to Big B. Big B is right inside the Meijer where I shop. So the grocery store. And me and Leslie, when we go in there to do our shopping, we always stop and get a Big B. I love their coffee. It's so good. And it's cheaper too. It's a lot cheaper. And then when you have your little Big B card, you get your points, coffee points and stuff. So yeah, this is great. I like the lighting and everything, kind of the atmosphere-ish, tonight. Let's see. John says, I have 2 generators, but didn't install an interlock switch. I'm worried about the ice with overhead power lines. Yeah. Oh, please be safe, everybody. Please be safe. Tony says, I'm okay with Sanka. Oh, Sanka coffee. Oh, God. That is so what do you call it? What is that word? Sanka coffee. Not retro. What would you call it? Nostalgic? Maybe it's nostalgic or something. The Sanka. Oh my God. I remember, going and staying in a hotel and they'd have that nasty packaged coffee or whatever, I like my Keurig coffee, and I like my iced coffee. I make my own, right? And I drink it every day. I just make my own, get the blender out, make my iced coffee. It's so fun. It's so fun. So yeah, it's going to be a great show tonight. I got some cool people in the chat tonight. So we got Will Fly, we got John Cowboy, Robert, my son from paraglidingtalk.com. Robert, how'd you golf today? I heard little birdie told me that you went golfing today. Yes, I talked to a little birdie named Aaron today. I did. And you're babysitting the grandbabies tonight, aren't you? I heard them in the car. Yeah, I have to say happy anniversary to my granddaughter, Sally. I love you, Sally. Happy wedding anniversary. So Grandpa and Grandma are watching the girls tonight so they can go out and have dinner. So, yeah, Robert was golfing. I know. Tony says, Robert's golfing? Yeah, he was golfing. Yeah, so pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, he used to golf with his dad, when he was younger, when they used to go golfing. So I forgot he likes to golf. But yeah, so I have Will Fly, Cowboy in the house, Robert. We got Mr. Vegas. We got Scooby-Doo. And we got Slow Days, Bill H., Munchkin, Angela, of course. I'm just like, yeah, I'm so happy that you're all here. You can celebrate with me. I've been on, me, last week. I was like, because we had just signed the papers last week. So I was like all over the place. And for the whole week, I've just been so stressed. I've been praying about it and trying not to stress about it. And then, and then I got the call this morning and the email and all that. And so next week, next week, we go get our keys in the morning and then we start packing up, getting stuff out of here and moving my new apartment. So, and I think Molly's going to love it. She's going to have a lot more room to run around and everything. Oh, hey, Jade. JD's in the house. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I missed you, girl. Yeah, JD, I'm getting my new apartment. I'm getting a new apartment next week. I'm moving. I'm getting my keys next Friday. She already told me to be there at 9 a.m. So me and Ryan, my son Ryan, will be there. She sent me all the information, everything, and I am like super, super, super happy about it. I did, and I have to say, God put me here in this apartment for a reason in 2021, right? So I've been here like 4 years, and it says, Lindy, moving on up. That's right. And Tony said, Jade, what did you get? Well, that's right. Jade got that nice thing from Scooby-Doo. Yes, he sent her something. And I'm looking at the screen, look like this, like a crazy lady. Let's see, and then with these glasses and how moving on up on the east side. That's right. Get me a piece of the pie, right? Yeah, I know. And my sis told me again, okay, you need to start, now you can start cooking. You got to start using that stove. Maybe I can get back to making cookies or something, right? Baking cookies. So what we'll do is when we, we'll get everything going out of here, then, grab Molly and then get to the apartment and just let her run around and get used to the place, right? And it'll be really cool. Deweese and Randy, get in the chat. Yeah, Deweese and Randy, let's blow up this chat tonight. Everybody put penguins in the chat. I want to see penguins. I have a thing for penguins. So it's the winter. See, in the wintertime, I have my penguins all in a row. In the summer, I get my ducks in a row. So I have a lot to do on Monday, to transition again. And it's so crazy because, 2021, I sold my house, right, in Arizona in February 2021. I just want to fire Bill. Dang, Bill. Deweese just went running to get her computer now that you said that. Oh, good. Oh, yay. Let's celebrate, right? New beginnings, everybody. Yes, this is going to be like totally new beginnings. And me and Leslie are going to have so much fun fixing up the new place. And it's like, it's brand new. Nobody has lived in it yet. And they saved it. It's like God was saving that for me, right? God was saving that. The apartments were just built in the fall. So this building is like brand new. And it's got a workout center downstairs because I'm on the 4th floor. Penguin blue waving. I love it. That's right. I love all the penguins. I love all the penguins. Yes, that's cool. Yes, that's me. That's me. Um, I just, yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, me and Leslie are going to have fun fixing it up. Yeah, they have a brand new laundry room. So I'm on the fourth floor. So I'm going to be doing elevator. I'm going to make a lot of friends on the fourth floor. I'm going to meet a lot of people in the elevator. I think it'll be really fun. I think it'll be really fun because they don't just let anybody in this, these apartment buildings. This thing is brand new. It's pretty cool. And it's actually owned by the tribes up here, the tribal community, whatever tribal. I think I said it right. Owns this building. So I think it's really cool. And even the street that I'm not going to say the street, but I looked up the name of the street that my apartment is on, the meaning of it. You know what the meaning of the apartment is? Eagle. And the eagle is very sacred to the Indian tribes up here. The eagle represents that. So let's see. Look who's in here. Leave no stone. Hi, how y'all doing? Hi, where have you been? I remember you in a while back when I first started the show. Leaving no stone 3660. Yeah, welcome. That's a different name. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, he hasn't been on. Yeah, he hasn't been. They've been on here for a while. Leaving no stone. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm looking here. And did I see Deweese in here? I'm going to put it down. I'm going to mark it down. I'm trying to follow the chat. It's like flying. She's laughing. So that's Deweese. Oh, okay. That's right, because they changed. That's right. They changed the YouTube format or whatever. That's right. That's cool. Okay, so Dweezy's in the house. Yes. So last time I had a big move was in 2021, in February 2021. And I was in the process just around this time of selling my house. But this is so much better. I got a little stressed because I'm, waiting for everything to go through. But I think 2021, it was way worse because I was moving out of my place. I've been there like forever and moving out of state and whatnot. So this is way better. This is way better. And it's another, chapter, right? I'm going to close the chapter up here and thank Jesus for putting me here for 4 years. And he put me in this apartment for a reason, so I could grow and heal, get used to all my surroundings, all that stuff. And I think I've done pretty good. And look I started going on tandems and tandem rides, and who would have thought, right? Life's been really good, really good. And I'm trying to follow. Say Mitzi is the, for Eagle. Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's cool. John, Cowboy John, he knows a lot of that stuff or whatever. Let's see. Dang, Robert calling out mom. I missed that. What did you say, Robert? I'm trying to follow the chat here and both sides. You guys are going so fast. I didn't inhale. Are you talking about, Robert, are you talking about what I think you're talking about? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Paraglidingtalk.com. You guys, you're so funny. Flyer Bill, just eat gummy bears. Let's see. Dewey says, let's see. Are you really a stoner if you don't inhale? That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's all I need is to start smoking weed, right? Yeah, that's all I need. No, I'm already goofy enough. I can't imagine me trying to start smoking weed again. Yeah. So yes, Flower Bill says clean and sober for 17 years. And I'm going on 4 years sober. 4 years in July. Yes. And that's of course when I started my journaling, right? Was 4 years. Yeah, 4 years ago in July. So so I could keep track of my sober days, right? And yes, great job is right, Robert. Yeah, I told you my story. I just decided I was tired of drinking. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I gave it to God. I said, here, take it. I don't want it. That's what he's there for. And God said, you bet. Gave it to him, and that was it. I never looked back. So, and Tony says it's God's gift. He wouldn't have put it there if he didn't want us to use it. Oh, boy. So anyway, we're just going to keep moving right along. We're going to move right along. I am super excited. I've got all my notes and so we can do our little chitty chat tonight. I am Paramount USA, and you're at Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is freaking cold up here. Yeah, I don't think I do very well with the gummy. I really don't. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. So it'd be funny. It'd be entertaining, I'm sure. When I use it, I break out in handcuffs. That's funny, Bill. That is funny. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. And Robert says he's been sober since 2002. That's right. God bless you, everybody. God bless everybody being here tonight. And Greg Laney, I got to add Greg Laney to the tribe here. Greg Laney, welcome, Greg. Greg, in 2000, it was July of 2024 that I started my first podcast, because it says it on when I look up my stuff on my YouTube, the analytics, whatever they call it. I found it. Scooby-Doo when I go on my phone and I get in my YouTube. I hit the little button and it comes up how many views and the analytics part or whatever. And it says, I think it says when I started my show. So pretty. It's 2024. That's crazy, right? How's that possible? Gosh, be 2 years. 2 years already we've been doing this. We'll be doing this summer. So when the little history there, when Robert stopped doing his show, paraglidingtalk.com, everybody said, who's going to do Thursdays? And then the rest is history, right? It's like, here I am, sitting on the couch, doing the show just for you guys. Well, I do it for me, but I do it for my viewers and my watchers and my lurkers out there, because I think you're all like awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. And Greg Laney said Robert is in the house, so is Flyer Bill. So he put all the names on here. Yep. And I got you in my magic book. I don't think we're going to be doing the spinny tonight, because I'm behind in my mailing. So I didn't get cowboy socks out yet because I didn't put enough stamps in the envelope. I'll get it right one of these times. So they wouldn't pick it up, or they sent it back. Said you didn't put enough stamps on there. Back in the day, if I did that, the mailman would just, go ahead and add the stamps to it, kind of thing, pay for it for me. But they don't do that anymore. You got to have, you have to have connections with the mailman. That sounds funny, right? Oh, then they have connection with the mailman. Now the truth is coming out. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, when I think about it, I did have a connection to a mailman, because my ex-husband, Robert's dad, worked for the post office. He retired from the post office. So there you go. There's my connection. My vacuum cleaner broke. I stuck a Dallas Cowboy sticker on it. Now it won't stop sucking. Yep. Robert Greg. Yeah, my Robert says, yes, your dad did work for the post office. So there you go. There you go. If I didn't have enough stamps, I'd give him the package. If there wasn't enough stamps on it, he would take care of it for me. Yes, Robert's daddy. Yes. He's an awesome guy. I can't say anything bad about my exes, I just can't, because it's just stupid. Why waste time carrying hate over ex-husbands, right? I mean, it's such a waste of energy and all that stuff. So Flyer Bill says, if we send you a self-addressed stamp envelope, would that help? Yeah, remember that? People used to do that. Yeah. But you all know how I send it, right? So I'm going to show you right now. And you'll see the little, okay, this was supposed to go to Bill. All right, so I'm going to hold it up. And you see the little note right here, mean mailman. You see what he put? Postage due. I'm glad he didn't come and arrest me or something. See, yeah, all my exes live in Texas. Yeah, one of them does. But that's another story. Yeah, so see, the mailman put that nasty stamp on there. So they must carry these stamps around or something, or maybe they do that in the post office. But yeah, it came back, so I apologize. So that's why I know, Bill, mean mail person. I know, mean. See, I had like 4 stamps on it, so I guess I didn't put enough stamps on there. So lo and behold, right? Jeez. They have to be nice to me. I'm older now. Better hang that hat in Tennessee, Will Fly said. Yeah. I had a dream about George Strait last night. I did. That is so funny. Maybe because I was listening to a song before I went to sleep, a George Strait song, right? All my exes live in Texas. Yes. Why I hang my head in Tennessee. That's a cute song. No, there's not one bad song that George Strait sings. Not one bad song. Not at all. Not at all. Greg Lane says, put Bill's address as the return address. That way they send the package to Bill when the nasty gram, but he gets the package. There you go. I like this, how we're scrutinizing here. That's hilarious. So welcome, everybody. Welcome. Climb in the treehouse and get warm by the wooden stove. We have a wooden stove up in the treehouse tonight. And since, we all use our imagination in the treehouse, and Will Fly was in the chat first, so he gets the lazy boy right by the fireplace, the little wooden stove or whatever. And then there's plenty of blankets to go around up there if you get cold. And there's hot chocolate up there in the treehouse. You guys can all have hot chocolate. You can have a hot toddy, whatever a hot toddy is. Yeah, you can just chill. So climb in the treehouse, get warm by the wooden stove, and just picture crackling fairy lights going along the railings of the treehouse. Okay, see, kind of cool. I know I use my pencil all over the place. So good night for hot cocoa, warm blankets, simply watching the snow outside. Let's get into some good conversation. So glad you are here. So welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. We have so much fun. I'm on my 83rd show tonight, so it's so cool. Let's see, wait. I got the whiskey AC/DC blanket. I love it. Scuba says, damn it. And Greg Laney says, don't build a cookout or DQ in the treehouse or Will Fly will never leave. Well, I do have you guys forgot, I have a little fridge up there with the freezer. So there's a little freezer for ice cream, keep ice cream. But ice cream's more for in the summer. So I don't think, Will Fly's not going to find ice cream up there in the wintertime. It's more for summer. So, well, I don't know what people put in the freezer in the wintertime, but I've been seeing, as far as the talking winter, that a lot of stores in like Texas and North Carolina and all that the shelves are empty. Is that true with you guys, Will Fly and from Bill H? You guys, is your grocery store shelves empty? Snow cream, yeah, there you go, there you go. Because I've been seeing on TV that a lot of people are hoarding like toilet paper and bread and water and all that, and they're saying that a lot of the shelves were empty. I was seeing on my YouTube. The Great Lane says not too bad here. I don't. We're used to it up here, but I know I'm sure the schools are going to be closed tomorrow. I've got my Storm Chaser Max Velocity on the TV in front of me. It's kind of cool, and it's not looking pretty for people that are not used to the cold, and I got to pray for them. I do. But at least we don't have the wind. We had a lot of, some of the wind was all lakefront, it looked really bad out there today. And I'm glad I'm retired, because I look out the window and I didn't want to get out of bed, you could see all the snow, and I'm just very blessed. I'm going to miss it up here, but I'm looking forward to a new start. I have a big old window in my apartment, and I'll be able to see the lake from my apartment window too. So, let's see. John says can't buy generators or gas heaters here or propane. Wow. It's not the cold, it's the ice. Yeah. It's like Ryan, okay, my son Ryan, he waterproofs all these big houses, that they're building off Lake Michigan. That's his business. And he was out there today working, waterproofing. And he said on the way to work, he said some guy almost did, because the snow was drifting so bad on the road, you couldn't even see the road, and some guy almost hit him head on, and he said he barely missed him or whatever. And he said about 10-15 minutes later, after that happened, that guy that was speeding, doing like 70 miles an hour in the snow, this is really eerie, but here are the fire trucks. And so the guy literally, he hit somebody. He hit somebody head on. And so the angels are watching Ryan today, absolutely watching him. Ryan said it was pretty freaky. He said God was really watching me, because within 10 minutes, he said he heard the fire department. So that guy hit somebody else or whatever, and prayers to, all of them, right? Crazy. So anyway, we're going to get into, right? You ready? New news to me. Y'all ready for new news to me? Okay. All right. See, anybody that comes into the chat, put in their new news to me. Just put it in the chat. New news to me. And we're going to get started here. And some penguins. You can put some penguins, put some ice cubes in the chat if you want, We're talking icy weather. Icy weather. Yes. Hopefully next weekend it'll be a little bit, won't be as bad when I start moving and all that stuff. But don't worry, I'll be able to get in, still do my walks. Like I said, I got my bus passes. I can get it. Then when it gets nice enough to walk, I can go to the Bayfront, get on the bus, and it'll drop me off at the Bayfront for a few hours. So I'll make it work. But it's going to be a trip being in that apartment, right? Since I'm on the 4th floor, it's elevator, baby. Elevate me, as the saying goes, right? So I'll be meeting a lot of new friends on the 4th floor. It's going to be like, was there any shows like sitcoms or whatever where they were always coming out of an elevator? I'm trying to think what shows there were, but you got to think like people in New York. that's how they live. They all live in apartments, right? I don't know a lot of people that have houses, but let's see. Scuba says U-Haul right by my house fills propane tanks. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot of people are doing that too. So anyway, the new news to me. Okay, they had a deer crash through a bank window and got stuck inside a bank. So he had to make a withdrawal, right? I mean, if he had to get money to feed the kids and stuff, right? So what better way than just to go, I saw the video, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, the deer went right through the window. And so police thought at first, because the alarm went off, thought it was a robber. And when they got there, the deer was inside the bank, just trashing it, right? And so they did call the authorities, and they were able to corner the deer and get him out the window that he originally came into. So I think that he was really proving his point, right? That he dearly needed the money. Do you like my joke? Get it? Do you guys get it? Right? He really, yep. That was really proving your point. You dearly needed the money. So I saved that. Yeah. So, well, you know what? And I was trying to. It looked like the deer definitely had points, because I was trying to slow the video down so I could count how many racks. What he had. That deer had a rack, okay, and it looked like maybe 3 points. See, I know the lingo. Friends didn't have an elevator; they had stairs. Yeah, let's do a trivia. Tell me what show maybe they had. They were always coming out of an elevator. I don't know. I'm just trying to think what shows. What shows that was or whatever. But yeah, so the deer was okay. They got the deer back to where it was supposed to be or whatever, out that window. But I can't imagine, right? So oh yeah, okay, so this is for Munchkin. This is a cool story, Munchkin. I thought of you, okay? Because Munchkin, she got a what is it here? I got what do you call it? Let me say, a metal detector. She got a metal detector for Christmas, right? Am I right? You got a metal detector? Didn't you get one for Christmas, Munchkin? So I have a story for you. WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, they had an elevator, right? Yeah, do trivia and tell them. You can tell me what shows had elevators, that people use the elevators. Yeah. I know a lot of the shows from the 50s and 60s or whatever, some of the black and white shows, they always were using, you always would see them using those fancy elevators. And they always had somebody standing there, right, inside the elevator, that would get you up and down in the elevator or whatever. So anyway, here's the news, okay? A Crete, C-R-E-T-E high school, a Crete high school class ring from the class of 1996 recently made an incredible journey home after spending decades buried in the sand on a beach in New Jersey. Discovered by metal detector Andrew. The ring was carefully researched and traced back to Crete, Nebraska, with the help of the Crete Public Library and Crete Public Schools Foundation. The ring was identified as it belonged to a Barbara class of 1966 and was recently returned to her. How crazy is that, right? That is so crazy. And I told you my daughter-in-law got one too. got a metal detector for Christmas. So I shared this story with her today. Let's see. Scuba says I got my yes shirt with many signatures. John Wayne is on it. Oh, that's cool. Now you need my signature on there, huh? That's cool. Yeah, you need Lindy's Treehouse on there, right? Or Paramom. It would be like Paramom on there. But yeah, what a cool story, right? She got her ring back. I mean, what are the odds of that from 1966, right? And this happened in 1996. And then the ring was from, it's on, you can Google it or whatever, it's on there. But how cool is that, right? Look at this. I am just chilling like a villain on my couch tonight, trying to figure out what's what here. But I think I'm doing pretty good. I don't have Molly going crazy on me. She is so chilled. I didn't even have to give her any treats either. I just put the light on the desk and she's there and she's a happy girl. So there you go. There you go. Right. And if anybody's just listening or just turned on their computer or their phone to YouTube, to Lindy's Treehouse, I'm Paramount USA, and I'm here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you subscribe, and hit that like button, and make sure you hit the notification bell, ding, ding, so that you don't miss a show, okay? And make sure everybody in the chat hit that like button, okay? Because sometimes I have like so many people in the chat, and I only have half likes in there. So I want to see those likes. So make sure you're hitting the like. And once you hit the like, then put a penguin in the comments, okay? Put a penguin in the comments. So I know you hit the like. I appreciate every one of you. I love you all so much. And I'm glad I get to kind of celebrate tonight with you next week. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to do a show next week. So the next time when I do a show, it'll be from my new apartment. So I'll definitely have to give you a little tour, right? A little tour of my apartment. So I'm super excited. All right. So we have a coyote that swam to Alcatraz in one of the first of its kind documented case. A coyote was caught on a camera swimming to Alcatraz Island, making it its species to visit the former prison. How crazy. How did they get the... I didn't even know coyotes could swim, but I guess they could, right? Because they're like dogs, right? They're kind of like dogs. But didn't see Greg. All right, yeah, let's see. I haven't got to use it yet. I need to find a good place to go that I won't get in trouble with it. I'm really excited getting my Kleenex here because it's cold outside, and then you get sniffly from the heat. I don't run the heat very high in the house because it just dries you out. It's just enough to get the chill out of the house, So they had a coyote swam to the Alcatraz prison. Goodness, that'd be a long swim, right? That's just, I don't know. That's just crazy. Okay, so anywho, then we have a news anchor that he's a retired news anchor that I don't know if I told you guys this, that he made the world record of having 1,531 pairs of socks. I think we talked about this last week or something, or a week before. Don't believe anything you see now with AI, just saying. I know, right? Yeah, that's true. I never know what to believe. I never know what to believe on the AI stuff. When I see some of the stuff, you see people see that and they go, that's fake. That's fake. I don't like when they put like paramotor crashes on, on Facebook, but they're actually not, it didn't really happen. It's just a fake. I think that's a bad omen to do that. Like even to joke about it, put AI videos of paramotors, people or whatever crashing, right? Because you don't know if it's real or not. And oh, Judy's in the house. Hi, sisters. Welcome. I'm putting you in the. Make sure you're hitting that like button, sister. There we go. Yeah, Judy said a lot of. Say hi, Judy. Hi, sis. My sis is in the house. Why would he want to swim there? Yes, and yes, a lot of reels are fake. Yes, they are. Yes. Yep, Sister Judy's in the house. And she always told me when I was stressing about getting my apartment, she always said, whenever I make my big moves, it'll all come together. She always said that. It'll all come together. I love you, Sister, so much. That's something that always stays with my heart because she's all my journeys that I've been on, all the chapters of my life I've closed. Judy was there. She was there every single step of the way, my sisters. And I love her so much. And she always said every time we'd hang up the phone, whatever, it'll all come together. So I'm just saying it to the world. I love my sisters. And like I said, she has been with me through everything. And Robert said, hi, Aunt Judy. I love this. I love this. So I got Will Fly in the house, John Cowboy. We got Robert, paraglidingchalk.com, my son. We got Mr. Vegas. We got Scooby-Doo. We got Slow Days in the house. So happy to see him. Bill H. Munchkin. Angela. My lovely, lovely JD in the house. Deweese. Greg Laney. And Judy. My Judy Patootie. Judy Patootie in the house. Judy Marshall says, hi, everyone. Hi, Kim. Everyone say happy birthday to Kim for tomorrow. That's right, Kim's birthday. Hi, Kimmy. I'm trying to really follow the chat here, everybody. Happy birthday. And Robert just had a birthday on the 15th. Last week, Robert had a birthday. All these January birthdays, right? Robert had a birthday. My sister-in-law, Kimmy, she's going to have her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Kimmy. And Amy, my other sisters, Amy just had a birthday too. Happy birthday, Amy. I love you, my baby sis. So yeah, and Judy had her birthday. Happy birthday, Judy. She just had one. On so Robert was the 15th, and Judy's birthday was on the 9th. Amy's birthday was on the 20th of January, and then we have Kim. So I knew there was another birthday I was missing tomorrow. So let's see. Greg Laney had his birthday Monday, and Greg Laney. All right, everybody. Okay, I want to see birthday cakes. Everybody, put a birthday cake in the chat. Birthday cakes. I'm gonna get on here on my phone here and put birthday cakes. All right, I'm here. I'm got my phone, and I'm gonna look for the birthday cakes, and I'm gonna put birthday cakes for everybody in the chat. There we go. All right, birthday cakes. There we go. All right, I got mine in. Let's get those birthday cakes going for everybody. Happy birthday, my January birthdays. Wow, and they come fast, don't they? They come fast, faster than the fastest. I love this. Okay, so so a news anchor, how do you even do that? He had a collection of socks, 1,531 pairs of socks, and he earned the world record. Where do you even store those socks? Where do you put those socks? Does he have them in a safe at a bank or something? I mean, how much could those socks be worth, right? That's just insane. So I want to see those cakes in the chat. I want to see the cakes in the comments. Let's get those let's blow up the chat with birthday cakes, everybody. It's so easy to do. Thanks, all. It was my Sammy Hager's birthday. I can't drive because I'm 55. Oh, I love Sammy Hager. Awesome music, awesome dude, right? Yes. I couldn't find the cake. You have to go into the emoji where the animal face is, and then you scroll down. And no, you got to go where the forks. Mine has 2 forks, and you hit the fork, and then you go down, and it has all the foods Bill. It shows all the foods, and then you click on the cake. That's where it is. So, all right. So Judy Patootie, she got them all going in the chat here. I love it. I'm like watching everything because the phone's a little delayed. But I'm seeing all the cakes. Judy's like, she went above and beyond with the birthday cakes. Yes. That's so cool. That's cool. I love it. So good, congratulations on the sock guy, right? I mean, how impressive is that? I don't know, but just thought I'd share that with you. And then we had an escaped parakeet. He flew into a kindergarten classroom and landed on a girl. And the escaped parakeet was reunited with her owner. Well, how did they know who that parakeet belonged to, right? How did they know? He flew into the kindergarten class, so obviously they had the door open or something. I guess you lose your imagination, right? But how did let's see, Tony says Bill H cake looks better. I love it. I know, I'm trying to read, like I'm looking at my screen, I got my glasses on, and I'm trying to read everything like an old lady. So if I keep moving around back and forth on my couch, yeah, that's, who's ever just coming on, watching my Lindy's Treehouse or whatever. It's a pretty exciting night, and it's do the show from the couch. I think I might start doing it this way. Like when I get to my new apartment, I think I'm gonna start doing my shows just sitting on the couch. I think this is kind of cool. It just gives kind of a chill, and then nobody can see everything in your house, all that kind of stuff. So I just thought we'll see how the lighting is there. It's gonna be a lot lighter up in that apartment because this apartment's dark. It's dark. It's dark up here, but I'm gonna miss it a little bit because this is where everything began, right? And God bless, my son Ryan and Leslie. God had that plan too, right? Because Ryan and Leslie were just getting their house. They were just getting ready to move in their house. And so they made some phone calls, and I just moved in. They moved me in right after they moved out in this apartment. So how cool is that, right? That doesn't happen very often. So I'm very blessed. Yes. And then it's sad, but it's a good thing. She raised my rent. So her loss, right? Her loss. So be it. So yeah, how did they that parakeet, how in the heck did they know who it belonged to? That's what I want to know. I used to have parakeets. I had a couple of parakeets. I remember when the kids were little, and I let the parakeet out, and the parakeet, I would go to vacuum or whatever, and the parakeet would fly across the room and sit on my shoulder while I was vacuuming. It was fun. I always had some kind of animal in my house, right? And the dog was weird. I had a dog too, and the dog never bothered the parakeet. They were like buddies. It's like he knew, It's like he knew, the parakeet that was okay or whatever. He never bothered. He was a good boy. So, couch therapy. Yeah. I even thought that now I can maybe start doing like little videos here and there in the morning, right? Just sit on the couch and do a quick inspirational thing like we were talking about last week in the chat. Scooby show, remember? That I know I talk with my hands. So I must have a little Italian in me or something. Never will I have a bird for a pet, just saying. Birds shouldn't be caged, Tony said. Well, and Robert knows when he was growing up, I had a whole menagerie I had this back room set up for all my birds, and I had all kinds of birds in the house. It was pretty crazy. But it was a fun experience, right? It was a fun experience. I wouldn't have one now because my cat would eat it, right? And can I tell you a funny story, though? I remember I was at the house in Arizona. The kids were little then, and I had my parakeet, of course. And maybe it was it was one of the places I was living. I don't remember which one. I lived in a lot of places in Arizona, going through all these transitions, right? I had a parakeet, and I set it on the porch to clean I thought, well, I'll just come outside on the little porch and I'll clean the cage, right? I'll clean the parakeet cage. And the parakeet got out. And so the funny story is, when I was in school and I had to do what are these questions I ask you? What flies south for the winter, right? And so I said, what flies south for the winter? And you had to circle, either it was polar bears, or it was birds and something else. And I circled, honest to God, it's a true story. You can ask my mom. I circled polar bears. So the joke was, when the bird got out, the parakeet got out, the parakeet latched onto a polar bear and moved south for the winter. There you go. There you go. So there's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, that's a true story. Yeah. I know that's shocking that I circled polar bears instead of birds that fly south for the winter. The nuns at the time were so concerned about, they literally called my parents. And they called my parents. They had to go to school because I thought there was something seriously wrong with me. So maybe she didn't. Let's see. Sorry about your loss, John Wayne, of your parent. Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry I brought that up. But airline pilot. There you go. But yeah, it did. Seriously, the bird got out of the cage and latched onto a polar bear and flew south for the winter. So I thought that was pretty funny. I don't even remember who said it or whatever, but yeah, that's what happened. So then we have another story here. Dave Rich teamed up with 11 tech industry workers to take on the world record for most balloons kept in the air from 1 minute while standing. How do you, and there was a video, I wonder if that's even AI. How do you keep 11 balloons up in the air for 1 minute, right? How do you even do that? I don't know. It says air. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm reading the chat. Let's see. Tony says no. The birds can be caged. Airline pilot. Yeah. So who does that? But it shows them. I don't know what kind of tech people they were or whatever. But how do you keep those balloons up in the air like that? That's what I want to know. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. So put some balloons. Yeah, put some balloons in the comments, you guys and gals. Put some balloons in there. Because we're celebrating tonight, right? We're celebrating birthdays, celebrating a new chapter in my life, and I'm not getting no younger, So I think this whole thing at the apartment with the elevator is going to be quite an experience, and I'll have some stories to tell. And John said Sweet Pea is teaching angels cuss words. Yeah. I know. I had a Katie bird. And I had a sprocket. Katie bird and sprocket. Yes. And then I had Katie bird. I had a sprocket, and I had a another bird called her name was Baby, and Robert remembers Baby, the white bird, the white cockatoo. So I had a cockatoo, a African gray, and I love it. I love the balloons. Thank you, Flyer Bill. Yes, Mr. Bill. I like that. Yeah, I had African gray. I had a what did I say? African gray, a Goffin cockatoo, and then I had there's another one. What's the other birds that have not a macaw, but it has the colors, the green colors. What do they call it? Amazon? No, what is it? See, your birds, cowboy. What is the name of that bird? The birds that have all the colors on them. It's not an Amazon, I don't think, and it's not. I can see the bird too. Is it Amazon? Robert said Amazon. And Robert, you remember, because remember my ex-father-in-law at the time, I think he gave us this bird, and the bird's name was Sprocket. Yeah. It was a macaw. Yes. Yes, it was a macaw. But the white bird that we had, Robert, was yeah, she was see, now I'm getting lost here. The white bird was which one was it? African gray. No, African gray was Katie. That was the bird that I had in Arizona in my house in Sun City. I had an African gray. Like Fruit Loops. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Golf and Cockatoo was the baby, was the white bird, Robert. Yeah, it was the white bird we had. The ringneck? No, it wasn't a ringneck. I know what the ringneck is. We did have at the house, we did have lovebirds, and we had finches. And yeah, I remember we had all kinds of birds. Umbrella cockatoo. Yes. Oh, those are pretty too. All those birds are really smart. It was quite the experience, I tell, but they made a mess. Gosh, they made a mess. So some researchers in Austria documented an unusual cage of the first cow to be documented using a tool to specifically brush she uses to scratch herself. So there was it had to be somebody's pet, right? So they had this cow that let's see, parakeet. Robert's on a roll. We did have parakeets. Yes, we did. Even my mom, when I was growing, maybe that's how I started this, because my mom had parakeet. I remember growing up, my mom always had parakeets. Yeah. And then she got the dogs, and that was the end of that. She got her German Shepherds. Right. My mom always had purebred German Shepherds. But yeah, they had this cow that found a tool or something and uses it to scratch their back or whatever. I think that's really cute. But the picture that showed, it wasn't like a black and white cow. It was a different kind of cow. I forgot. There's so many different ones over there, but it wasn't like one of those. It wasn't a milking cow, because the cow was laying sideways or whatever when it was scratching itself. So pretty funny. So the last but not least, right? A microchip helped reunite family dog lost for over 10 years after canine vanished from her home. A Florida animal shelter was able to help out in reuniting. So if anybody's ever lost a pet that way, right? It's really hard. It's very, very heartbreaking. And Robert will remember, I don't know, Robert will remember when we had Duke, right? Robert, he was like a black lab mix or whatever. I guess, was he a lab or was he like a setter mix? But he was so pretty. And when I was with your dad and when we were in Michigan, somebody gave that dog to your dad, and you were just a baby, Robert. And we already had the dog before you were born or whatever, Robert. But I think we named him Dookie. His name was Duke. And I remember eventually we moved out. You were born in Michigan. Robert was born in Michigan, in a house in Detroit. And so in 1977, we bought a house. And we moved into this cute little bungalow house. Will Foss, I was going to microchip my pups, but I've heard it can possibly cause cancer at the injection site. Oh, wow. Huh. I never thought of that. Yeah, I never even thought of that, Will Fly. Yeah, I don't think my Duke wasn't microchip, but I so remember when we sold our house in Detroit and everything, and then moved to Arizona, right? And Robert was just a baby. He was just a year old when we moved to Arizona. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And so we finally got our own house in Arizona. And we brought Duke with us. Duke was there in our other house that Robert grew up in Arizona, in North Phoenix. And I don't know what happened, but I came home from work. He was there in the morning at the house and everything, if I can remember. And when I came home from work, he was gone. He was gone. And I don't know if he got out or if he was, left in the yard and somebody in the alley came through. Maybe I had him out in the backyard and he was, we had an alley behind our house, and maybe I think somebody took him, literally took him. And I tell you what, I was devastated. I love that dog so much. And so what I did is I called the news station, and I still have the article. I actually made the paper. I made the newspaper. I actually called the news station, and they came out and they talked to me. And because I almost got scammed, because I had an ad in the paper that said my dog was. I know you guys with pets since I've heard of this, but I put an article, ad in the paper saying that my dog was, that my dog was lost or whatever, and Well, I had somebody literally call me and say they had my dog and to send money and all that. And I was like, oh, somebody's got my dog. That's so cool. This is before I called the newspaper. And my husband at the time came home. He said, no, he goes, they're trying to scam you, to give money. They don't have the dog. I never saw the dog ever again. I really don't know what happened to him. But it was, and I had a couple other dogs at the house at the time too. I had just adopted, I had adopted a couple dogs. So it was really hard. So anyway, then I called the news station. They came out, and I still have the newspaper article. They took a picture of me sitting on the porch with my other dog that I had adopted from the Humane Society, and her name was Sissy. And I named her Sissy. She was a mutt dog. I just love the mutt dogs. She was just a mutt, but she was afraid of the horses because we had horses on the farm and stuff. She was afraid of the horses. And so I named her, she was kind of skittish, so I named her Sissy. But it was pretty, so what I did is when I called the news station, they came out. I want to let other people to know. I wish I had that close by the article and I could show you. I'll show it next time or whatever, because I got it put away somewhere. It's under like a plexiglass thing. I'm just sitting on the porch with my dog. But I wanted to let everybody else know that if you lost your pet, to be careful that people will scam. And that goes with almost anything, right? They'll take advantage of your emotions and scam to get your money, and say things that aren't true. And it's just like people, it's kind of scary because you can have now with this AI, right? People can call you and they can make it sound like they're a person that and they'll say, you need to wire your money. I'm in jail, or this isn't going on, or whatever. And and then you don't know, right? And you give them money. So this whole technology thing, it's pretty scary, everybody. So I just, word of advice, just be careful. Just be careful. Because I get some things in my texting, place I don't even shop anymore or whatever in Arizona. And I got one the other day saying, oh, somebody's trying to get in your Instagram. You need to change your password. Just do it right here or something like that. And I'm like, nope. So I deleted it because I know that they were just trying to get my information. So anything like with the bank or anything like that, right? You just got to be careful, all the way down to like people buying football tickets or whatnot, right? Think about the Super Bowl coming up, how much the scammers are going to be out there. Oh my gosh. Trying to the scalpers. Do you think with this AI, okay, you guys because we're on the subject anyway, but do you think with this AI, do you think it's easier for the scalpers now to sell the tickets or whatever? Paragliding Talk said $100 silver is going up to $100 tonight. Oh wow, I don't have that. I don't have Bitcoin. I know you all have Bitcoin. Everybody's got Bitcoin. But see, I got off track here, everybody. I got off track, but we were talking about. What were we talking about? As I'm looking at the chat and trying to follow what you're saying. And then Fire Bill said, sorry. Let's see. Paraglide Talk says, I have a bunch of silver. You're rich. You are so rich. Yes, yes. No, what I was saying, the AI and the scalpers, right? Do you think it's going to be easier for them to sell tickets, fake tickets, like print out fake tickets, like they print out money? I used to get that all the time at work. And they give you those stupid pens, and then if the pen changed colors, it meant that the money was fake. I had one time, I had this lady came in through my line, right? I worked at Home Depot, and she gave me five $100 bills, okay? And right away, when I looked at them and I felt the bills, I could tell right away that they were fake. And Paraglide Talk said, squirrel. Yes. And they could tell that they were that's me all the time, squirrel, but that they were fake. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I got a fake $100 bill at the flea market. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, because and that happens a lot, like at yard sales and stuff, right? But you can tell. And you hold them up in the light, and I guess there's like little lines on the bills, the $100 bills or whatever, and you have to look at those lines. And what did you say to what did I say to the lady? I didn't really say anything. I just got on the phone and I called a head cashier over to take a look at them. And then she took the money and she walked over, and then she called another head cashier. So we had this little thing going, and we stalled the lady, so that the LP, that was loss prevention guy that was there, could watch her on the camera, and 9 times out of 10, he would recognize, they recognize that person. He would say, oh yeah, I remember her last time or whatever. And the stuff I used to see that people used to do, I remember one time I'm at my register, and it was like in the afternoon or whatever. It was pretty quiet in the store. And this guy had an air conditioner, like a window air conditioner, in his shopping cart, and he just flew right by me, right? And I was going to run after him, and his car was parked right outside the door of Home Depot, and he just took that air conditioner. He was a big dude. Took the AC, right, air conditioner unit, and threw it in the trunk of his car, and he was gone. Well, by the time the LP was in his office, I'm knocking on the door because his office is right by my register. I'm knocking on the door. He finally comes out, and I said, hey, somebody just ran out with an air conditioner. Oh, he's like, really? Oh, and he walked over, and no rush, just sense of urgency, right? And he just went, the guy was just pulling away when the LP looked out the door. He stole the AC unit. And then I remember I was working down on the registers, like right in the middle, right, when we used to have all the registers open. And I was working right in front of the front doors. And I remember these guys, there was a couple of guys that ran through right in between the lines or whatever. People were standing in line with DeWalt tools in each hand, ran out the door into the parking lot, right, with the DeWalts. No, and the alarms are going off, and I'm yelling, we got a runner, let's go get Ma, And so technically the employees are not allowed to chase people that, get out and steal stuff. So, but there were some customers out there that saw the whole incident. And the customers literally, there were some big dudes out there, and some of the contractors literally jumped the guy and yanked the tools out of his hands and brought him back into the store. Seriously, they did. They they got and I'm like, you're hired. You do better work than the LP does, you know. Oh, I would see it. You'd have people like on bicycles, right? And they'd be right outside the door on a bike on the bicycles, and they would, grab whatever and head out the door, jump on the bike and take off. We've had them, like their pickup trucks or whatever. And there's been times where, the cops investigate it and they find like thousands of dollars of DeWalt tools at their house that they stole, Yeah, I saw it was pretty interesting. Because I worked on the contractor side, so I saw a lot of stuff. Yeah, my favorite thing was when sometimes the fire department would come in, to pick up some stuff. They'd be on their way to work or whatever, and the fire department, Sun City Fire Department, whatever, the guys, and I knew a few of them because they'd be in the store a lot or whatever. One of the firefighters used to be he was a rodeo clown or a bullfighter, and then he became a firefighter. So we were pretty good friends, and he would always come in, trying to wheel and deal me with, and he had horses and stuff, and try to wheel and deal me with stuff or whatever. And it was pretty fun. But it was fun seeing all the firefighters come in. I'll admit it. I was like, yeah. And especially in the summer, they had their shorts on, all of them are always like built like that. So anyway, it was kind of cool. Inside job. Yeah. Yep. Fire Bill's laughing. Yeah, it was fun. A lot of these guys, I knew a lot of the firefighters by name, like, hey, but I was just glad they never came to the house, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't want them to visit my house in that way, but yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to see when they come in or whatever. And then we'd have the guys from, which was kind of cool too, from Luke Air Force Base would come and shop at my store at the Luke Air Force Base. So the Air Force guys, whatever, would come in their fatigue, as you call it, right? Their fatigue. And I always would thank them for their service, shake their hands, say thank you for your service. Even if I was out shopping somewhere else, at the grocery store, whatever, and I'd see somebody, wearing their fatigue or whatever back in the day, and I would, yes, and they have their boots on and everything, and I would say thank you for your service, and I would make it, I would see so many people like walk by them, and I would always, even in the parking lot, just shake their hand, say thank you, and I know they appreciate it, and I do, and I thank you for your service. I'm going to say all to the veterans out there, God bless you. Thank you for your service. You mean the world to all of us, right? Thank you for serving. So, yeah. So that's some of my stories, and as far as be careful of the scammers out there and everything. And working 33 years at Home Depot, my boys, they grew up with Home Depot, Robert and Ryan, I was blessed enough to be able to stay home with them and until they went to school, were old enough to go to school. And I remember sometimes they have to go to the babysitter and they hated it. And then, then I met my friend Melanie, and R.I.P. Melanie. She was my babysitter for the boys, and they always had fun at her house. She always did all kinds of stuff. She had horses and all kinds of stuff at her house, and goats and everything. She just lived on the next block from me, so the boys got to go there. They spent a lot of time there. But the weird thing is, I looked up Melanie on Facebook. I was still in Arizona, so this was like 2018, 19 or whatever. I looked up Melanie, on Facebook. And I was like, I wonder how she's doing or where she's at. So I just kind of put her name in there on Facebook, right? And her obituary came up. And she had passed away in 2011. And I was so sad. I was really sad. She was a good lady. She was. She could drink everybody under the table. That's how I remember too. Uh, yes, she passed away. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah, 2011, Robert. I don't know from what. I'm assuming maybe drinking because she could outdrink me, back in the day or whatever. Um, but yeah, she did. She was feisty, right? She was such a fight. Me and her and the boys, we would all go. We would go to a lot of rodeos. I would take the boys, and even Robert did some steer riding, and yeah, and she passed away, um, and so I was so sad, and I think her sister Bug, her nickname was Bug, Melissa. And if I looked up Melissa a while back, and she passed away too. So yeah, pretty sad. Maybe it was cancer. I don't know, but we had some pretty good. We had some pretty good. She was. It was nice to have her. Yeah, Bug. Yep. Robert remembers Bug, and so yeah, so we had. There was a lot of there's a lot of stuff. Even Melanie, like I said, Melanie watching my kids when they were growing up. So I was fortunate enough, that I went back to work. Started Home Depot in 1987, and then I retired right in 2020. So the boys grew up with Home Depot. They did, and it's kind of cool, right? And I have to say, God has always blessed me, even when I was working those 33 years, God always took care of me all that time, and made sure my family was taken care of too, which is really cool. So it's funny how, like I said, transition, right? It's funny the chapters in our life, how, they, it's like if God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it, right? And Will Fly says, I haven't heard from a good friend in a while, and he wouldn't return my call. I did a search and found out he was murdered. The computer is a terrible way to to find to out bad news like that. Yeah, yes, that's very sad. That's very, very sad. Um, I Gosh, I'm liking this couch thing. I tell you what, I think this is how I'm going to start doing my show when I get to the apartment. I'm going to do it from the couch. I feel so much more relaxed. Um, you know, I got, like I said, I've got my picture right here, right behind me that my daughter-in-law, that Leslie printed that out, gave me that for Christmas, and that's me in my first paramotor flight with Eric. And the picture means the world to me. And that's definitely going to go up in my apartment, my new apartment. Robert, I'm going to have to call you when I get my apartment, and we'll do a FaceTime, and you can bless my apartment. We can pray over my apartment, right? That'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, I feel really safe there. I'm going to feel really safe. The eagle, just because that symbolism of the eagle, with the street, and Cowboy John named the street in the chat, and I'm not going to say the name of the street. John knew what it was. And I think I talked to Robert about it. It's eagle. It means eagle. So the eagles are very sacred. When Ryan's best friend, it's been a year since my son Ryan, his best friend Teddy, passed away a year ago this month, just a few days ago. And we went to they had a really nice service for him, and it was all, it was a lot of it. They did like the tribal, did a lot of tribal stuff, it was kind of cool. And they talked about the eagle, and they played this music. He had this flute that he played, and played this music like tribal music. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. It was a beautiful tribute and everything to Teddy, because Teddy was was a tribal Indian. I don't even know. There's so many different names for him, but Teddy was a good person. He was, and it's a shame that Ted got. I call him Tedster. That that he passed away or got really sick. But yeah, and so back to the eagle thing. Eagles are awesome, right? And they're very spiritual. So this whole thing with me moving this apartment, it's so cool. I'm so excited. So, but yeah, we're not going to do the spinning tonight because I got to get caught up on my mailing, and I'll work on that. So you may get your socks in the summer, right? But that's okay. I have a lot of socks to give away, and we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun this summer with everything. And I just want to say shout out to all my chatters. I so appreciate each and every one of you coming here tonight to celebrate with me. Like I said, another transition, right? Another transition. And I was thinking, how many times I moved in my lifetime. And I think we talked about it last week. And I moved 12 times. And Robert, you moved around a lot too in your teen years when you were like a wild child, right? Yes. It says it was amazing to fly with the bald eagle. I bet it was. Bill. Yeah, Mr. Bill. I bet it was. Any songs about the Eagles or whatever, I think they're beautiful. And Robert sings that's Wild Will, paragliding talk. Yes. They're chatting or whatever. Yeah, Rob, there's some really pretty songs about the eagle. And when Robert, he sings, what's the name of the song you sing in church, Robert, about the eagle? Eagles on eagle's wings. What is it? That we'll fly on eagle's wings. That's such a pretty song. I remember I asked him to sing that in memory of. Maybe you can sing that on Sunday in memory of Ted. I think you should do that because he's been gone a year now, and that was right. Ted was like a dad to Ryan, my son Ryan, and it was really hard to take when he left. Ted went. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of, I think I counted 12 times that I moved, right? So you figure, let's see, what song? The one on Eagle's Wings. What is it? We'll fly. Not we'll fly. Like we'll fly on Eagle's Wings. I'm saying we'll fly. Yeah, he sang that in the opening. Yeah, we'll fly. We'll fly. Bill Fly's in the chat. He watches the church during the week too. Yeah, paragliding talk. What's that song you sing about the eagle? What? And I'm trying to think. Yeah, you sing it. You sang it. You'll think of it. So you think like me. You'll think of that eagle song. Yeah, I have to think of it now. It'll come to my head. Yeah, he sang that in the opening on Eagle's Wings. Yes. That's such a pretty song. You do such a good job singing that too at church. I love it. You're such an inspiration to me, son. You really are. Robert is such an inspiration. I think he inspires all of us, right? So, as I talk to God and everything, I'm like, I'm not perfect. And he knows I'm perfect in his eyes, but I don't always think I'm perfect. So on Eagle's Wings, yes, that is a pretty song. But we're going to wind this down a little bit here. So I started out, let's see. So I moved out of my house, right? And then I moved with my first husband. I got married, right? And then divorced him. I moved. We moved to a little apartment in Detroit when I first met him. And then we got a house in Detroit. And then we moved out of Detroit and we moved to Arizona. And then 18 years later, we divorced, right, in Arizona. Then I met my second ex, right? And then we moved apartments, this and that, house. Finally got a house. And now, and now I'm here, right? So February We sold our house in 2021, sold my house in Arizona, and made a full circle, came back to Michigan. So there you go. You never know where life's going to take you, right? Paraglide Chalk says, thanks, Will. I'm still learning. Yeah, he's good on the guitar, isn't he? He is. He's good. Now, if we can just get Tabin back on the drums, that would be really good. Tabin's Robert's son, one of his sons, his oldest son. So if we can get him back on the drums, that would be really awesome, right? His son, Tabin is an awesome musician, and he needs to start playing and using that talent. That's what I'm saying from Grandma's view, right? From my view, Grandma Linda. Just Want to Fly said, yes, life never knows where it will take us. That's for sure. That is so true. That's so true, JD. I love you so much. You know that every time that you're in the chat and I see you on Facebook or on TikTok, whenever I'm on there, that you've been through a lot. And I pray for you every day. I do. We never understand God's plan. We don't, I stopped when my second marriage, I wanted that marriage so bad, my second marriage. And I went back to church and I prayed about it. I went back to church and, nothing was happening, and so I got angry at God and I said, I'm out of here. And I stopped. So I stopped going to church. And then it took a while, everybody has their testimony or whatever. And it took a while and I finally moved here and in 2022, I moved here in 2021. Then the following year, 2022, that's when I stopped drinking. But so John says, Cowboy says, I moved over 20 times in my life. I kind of like 12, I guess, moving in different places, not so much states, but just different, moved in those manufactured homes or whatever. I moved in a manufactured home and then different houses and, now, but the difference with this moving out of here is I have so much love, I have so much love around me and, with all of you and so much love now. My life has changed so much and I've grown so much. And I will say it again, when I went up on that paramotor that day, the first day, JD knows we all cried when I landed that when I finally landed, that I went up in the air like I did and took a leap of faith, right? And my life was never the same after that. And then I wanted more of it. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe in May, what do you think, Robert? Should I go back up in the air in May? Maybe go back to church and because I missed my flight last year because it was too cold. I'm wondering maybe I should go back up in the air. Should I just want to fly? I should. Yes. Everybody put yes if you think I should go back up. The weather was so dang cold last year and nobody was going to be there. Get your flight. Yeah. It was so dang cold last year. I didn't go. And Joe Adele wasn't going either. So I was like, well, if he's not going to be there, I mean, who am I going to sit with, right? And JD, understandably was not going to be there. And but I tell you what, in 2022 or 23, when I went up on my second tandem, I got brave, right? I got really brave. I mean, come on. He said, you talk about your past flights constantly. You need another one bad. Yes. So I might just do it. I got to save my monies, right? Now that my rent's going to be so much cheaper too. It's going to save me so much money. It really is. My new rent. I'm not going to say how much it is, obviously, but it's going to save me a lot of money. And I'll be able to put that money away to maybe take a tandem flight, right? Because it costs money. So I have to look and see what the weather's going to be. Will Fly says it's a personal decision, but it was me, I would do it. Yeah. I mean, when I went up the second time, I was so brave, right, JD? Such good memories. I met up, met so many cool people, Bonnie and I met, Bonnie and Brian, and I met Karen and Karen's husband, and I met JD for the first time when I went on my first flight. And then we went back the following year, and it was went back up again. And then I got brave, right? I had Eric do a touch and go. I have Eric's, I have his, what do you call it? The little flyer thing he gave me. It's hanging up on my ceiling fan. So that's definitely going with me when I move. I keep him up here in spirit on my little, what do you call that thing? You hang in your car and stuff. I can't think what it is. What did I call it? I earned my wings. Yes, I earned my wings. So that means the world to me. So JD, I got that up there. But the emotions were so high that day. And like I said, I was never the same when I came, And then when I went the third time, right, and Keith and Kat took me up, and Kat, and you see my videos, and I get so happy every time I watch that video when I went up in the air with Kat. Kat took me up, and that's when I met Joe Adele that year from Indiana. And so let's see, you can buy gourmet food now. Yeah, there you go. And Just Want to Fly said, just a paramotor guy. Bill says, my friend has dual seats, Trike Travis Dupont. He would give you an intro flight. He gave lots of people those, and what's they say? And they should remember him. Yeah. I don't know who's going to be at Torch this year. I don't know. I'm sure I'll find somebody to take me up. I would have had Justin. I would have had Justin take me up last year because they both were there, and he was going to take me up, but then I ended up not going because, like I said, it was freezing cold and it was windy, and I'm like, oh, I got to sit out there. And Paraglide Talk says, I can't believe they canceled Bad Apples. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I know. That's crazy. But I guess they're going to start a new fly-in somewhere, right? You guys know more about that than I do. Robert, you should stop. You should, I don't even know what I was going to say. I've been talking like I'm going to lose my voice here in 5 minutes or less. I really had fun tonight. I did. And life is full. I'm going to tell you, life is full of transitions, right? It's all how you look at it. It's all how you look at it. And God's plan, like I said, I never understood God's plan, I wanted to stay in Arizona, stay married and blah, blah. And I was in such denial of everything. And I thought, people they would change, and they didn't. And God said, you're good now. I got you. I'm putting you where you should be. So here I am, right? 4 years later. And I'm going to tell my landlord, I liked it up here. I could be close to everything, walk to my little store if I want. So now, now I'm going to be, I think somebody, what it smells like in here? I can smell like weed. Somebody, because the windows out here are not very insulated at all. My windows, my apartment. So if somebody's standing outside right now, taking those smoky wokey, or even like next door to me, sometimes it comes in the apartment. I can smell it. I just know it's got that distinct smell. I'm like, oh, it smells like, yeah, I can smell that wacky tobacco. And yes, I used to smoke it when I was like in my 20s. Yes, I did. See, I said it. Tell that greedy landlord to pound sand. There you go. There you go. That's right. That's right. All right. Okay, we're gonna shut it down here. Thank you so much. Let me give a shout out to my chatters. Okay, I love y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, enjoyed my little show from the couch. Yes. We got Will Fly, Cowboy. We got Robert, paraglidingtalk.com, my son. Mr. Vegas was in the house tonight. We had Scooby. We had Slow Days. Good to see you, Slow Days. Bill H, Munchkin, Angela, JD. I love you, JD. We had Wheezy in the house, Deweese, Greg Laney, Judy, and Kim. So thank you so much. Oh, Molly's waking up now. I appreciate every one of you. Scuba says, if I did a show from the couch, I couldn't sit still. Well, I this is cool. I think this was something different, and I didn't have to deal with Molly with her shenanigans tonight. Like, she's just waking up from her nap. She's coming down because she knows at 9, it's almost 10 o'clock, and we get ready for bed. So she's coming here to say hi. So she's probably going to jump on the coffee table because I just have it just sitting on the coffee table. So number 83, this is my 83rd show. Make sure everybody hit that like button, okay? Please hit the like button right now in the chat, in the like button, so that you don't forget, okay? That you don't well, I have you all here or whatever. All my listeners, my watchers, all that stuff, my lurkers, thank you so much. Subscribers, all my subscribers out there, I really appreciate every one of you just stopping by the Treehouse every week, because we have awesome conversation, and all the people that watch, all the people that subscribe, keep those subscribing going. I've got 116 subscribers, so that's pretty cool, right? And we got the lurkers. That's right. But Robert's not a lurker anymore. He was on it tonight. He was in the chat like fast. So I really appreciate everybody. Tap the screen if on a cell phone. That's right. That's right. Yeah, if you're on a cell phone, and you can get back into it. It's never too late to hit that like. You can get back into it and act like you're going to watch the show again, and just hit that like. And even put a comment. Put some comments in there or whatever too. Thank you, JD. Thank you so much, JD. I just I feel so much more chilled on this couch. I think this was my calling, the calling to the couch. My fancy little, staging here with my pillow, a fancy wancy pillow. You guys want to see this close up? How cute is this, right? If you can see, I'll put it like in the camera thing here, so you can see what it says. I think it's kind of cool. It's so me, right? It looks like the painting that I did. And then you can turn it around, and then you got the plaid on the back too. I don't remember where I got this. I can't remember. Maybe Walmart. People make fun of Walmart and stuff, shopping there, but they got some really cool stuff lately. A lot of cowboy stuff. And I've got some things like pillows and whatnot. Looks like a boot or whatever. It's kind of cool. So, so this is, I really appreciate every one of you stopping by tonight, helping celebrate. I will keep you all posted, okay? Because next week, from Friday on, it's going to be crazy. I know I have to make a list tomorrow, all the things I have to change, address, how you have to do all that. When you move, everybody knows that when you move, it's a pain in the butt. But I can do everything from the computer, so it'll make, it won't be that hard. It won't be that hard. So, I like my little couch. I love this couch. When I moved in, Robert, Ryan's friend, because I really didn't have anything when I moved here, right? And moving out of state, right? And so when I moved here, can't say what? Can't read it. It says, my pillow says, kick back, relax, and stay a while. So, yeah. So that's kind of cool, right? Kick back, relax, and stay a while. See, there you go. Yeah. Is this cute or what? And it's really comfy too. but I just keep it on my couch. I just keep it on my couch here or whatever. Yeah, when I moved here, I really didn't have much furniture. My coffee table and my my coffee table, and then my stand that I have for my TV stand, I call it, was actually furniture that was in my mom's house, what I grew up with or whatever. So my mom, she gave me some of the furniture. So I have a lamp from her that she gave me, and I have an end table, a really cute, nostalgic, or whatever you call it, end table, or I should say, yeah, nightstand in my bedroom. And this was all little furniture stuff. And I have a beautiful stand lamp my mom gave me. It was all stuff that I grew up with in my house. So yeah, it's really cool. And then of course Robert's friend gave me a couch and a lazy boy I got in the corner over here when I moved in. So I have some great people in my life. You guys and gals are my great people. You are. Everybody watching. That's what the show's all about, right? Celebrating the good times, being together during the bad times. That's what it's all about. That everybody is there for each other, and that's what I love. And I love to see people come in the chat that I haven't seen in a while. And I'm just Scuba Vape says Michael Jackson glove again. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, well, it helps sometimes if I'm sitting at the coffee table and I have my little mousy thing. When I'm putting my hand on the coffee table kind of thing, it kind of protects my wrist a little bit. I don't know, it keeps my hand warm. But anyway, it's all good. I'm just used to putting my little finger gloves on or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to say good night. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's like 11 degrees outside. Everybody be safe, okay? And pray for me. We have a nice, safe, movie experience, because it's going to get really crazy. And I just have to, it'll all be done. It'll all come together. I'm just going to move from point A to point B, and tell my landlord on Sunday I'll call her or whatever and say hasta la vista. And, remember that. Who said hasta la vista? And yes, everybody stay warm. JD's in Wisconsin. JD, you got my number, so you can call me anytime. I miss Linda Kramer. I miss my gypsy. I don't hear from her much. I wonder if she's freezing. I'm kind of concerned because she's got to be freezing in Texas right now. And so have you heard from her, JD? Have you heard from Gypsy? And my other girls in Mississippi, my Michelle, remember Thumper, she's in Mississippi. So she's divorced now or whatever. So that didn't last too long. But she's with somebody else now, and they're happy, and that's all that matters. So I'm a little worried about Linda, so I'm gonna have to message her. I will be calling her tomorrow. I found out she's in the hospital. What? Has her appendix? Oh no, her appendix ruptured? Oh no. Oh, I will. Prayers for Gypsy, everybody. Put prayers in the chat. Robert, you're still in the chat. Let's put her on the prayer list, okay? Because she's no spring chicken either. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Already has help. She's a breast cancer survivor. Linda, she would like to be called Linda. Gypsy. She's a breast cancer survivor. Linda, her name's Linda Kramer. Gypsy. Remember? Linda Kramer. Gypsy, Robert. She's the one that made the stickers for me. My paragliding top. She's the one that made my my stickers. My Lindy's Treehouse stickers. Yeah, you remember now. Yes, she's the one that was she was a pirate and everything else. Her daughter passed away from breast cancer. Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you, JD, for that. Yes, it was her daughter. Yes, that passed away from breast cancer. But yeah, she's had some, but Gypsy's had some health issues. That's for dang sure. I hope she's going to be okay. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. Keep me posted on that too, JD. You can text me or whatever, let me know how she's doing. And definitely prayers for her. Prayers for Gypsy. I love you, girl. She's the best. So with that note, everybody just take care of each other, okay? Because we only have each other. So I just opened this up. You know how I read my book real quick, and this just popped in here, so we're just going to read it. Take care to see that you don't lose sight of one thing that is constant, beautiful, and true. Everything will be fine, and it will turn out that way because of the special kind of person you are. Beginning today and lasting a lifetime through, hang in there and don't be afraid to feel like the morning sun is shining just for you. Boy, I needed this. Tonight. So yeah, beginning today and lasting a lifetime though, hang in there. Don't be afraid to feel like the morning sun is shining just for you. So it always says we all have times when difficulties arise in our lives. What is most important is dealing with the hard times, coping with the changes, and getting through to the other side where the sun is still shining just for you. It takes a strong person to deal with tough time and difficult choices, but you are a strong person. It takes courage, but you possess the inner courage to see you through. It takes doing everything you need to do time and time again. You are in the driver's seat, and you can determine the direction you want tomorrow to go in. So this is for everybody. We all needed that. I needed that tonight. God is my co-pilot. Okay. When they're saying driver's seat, I'm in the passenger seat. Okay. God's my co-pilot. Maybe Robert can preach on that at church or something. I always give him ideas. You should talk about this at church tonight. You should talk about this one. Yeah. So God is my co-pilot. I'm just the passenger, right? And this is my temporary home. And as long as I'm here, God says, I got you. And he even told me, I only want the best for my girl. That's what he told me. So God bless you all. I love you bunches. I'm going to say goodnight. And I'm going to turn this up. And I'm going to pack everything up because the guy downstairs, he's probably like freaking out. Don't forget, Shaney's going on a cruise next week. So no, for the next couple of weeks or whatever. So no Shaney show. So let's pray that he has a safe trip and everything, has fun on his cruise and everything. And then, Wednesday, there's nothing on Wednesday. And then Thursday is Lindy's Treehouse on Paramount USA. And I'm here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the notification so you don't miss the show. And Friday night is Scuba's Hangout. Make sure with him and Munchkin, his lovely wife Munchkin, make sure you catch their show on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always have a great time, great conversations. You never know what's going to pop up in the chat, who's going to show up in the show and everything. So I look forward to Friday nights. I have such a good time there. So pray for me because I'm going to have a lot going on this next week. It's going to be nonstop because I'm going to begin mentally prepared for my new journey. And like I said, God's got me and all that stuff. So I love you bunches. Take care of you. Say your prayers. Jesus loves you, right? I'm going to say Jesus loves you. And much love to everybody. Say good night. And I will see you probably, I'm probably not going to have a show next Thursday, but I will the following Thursday, more than likely. So whenever I can get my internet turned on, right? Because I have to do all that too. I have to start all that over too. So I'll have my phone, so I might be able to do the show from my phone. So we'll see, because I have that 5G or whatever and all that stuff. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you, everybody. Love you bunches. I really enjoyed this tonight from Lindy's Treehouse on the couch tonight. So thought I'd change it up. This was kind of fun. So love y'all. Night night. And they're gonna go end the stream. Bye bye. This is it. See ya.